and I'm feeling happy. Am I? I'm feeling content. I don't know. I think I've gotten to the point where I think sometimes people think I'm unhappy, maybe, like my siblings, because I used to be such a loud, like a loud, chatty, like very bubbly individual, and I am. I'm like the bubbly part, but not really the loud. Well, maybe some people would like to disagree with that, but yeah, I think I just like conserving my energy at times because it gives you more power, and it's kind of leading on to what I want to discuss today again. With what I've been discussing recently about the theme of power. Hi, welcome. How are we? And something else within power. How are we? Good morning. It's afternoon here where I'm at. Where are you? Where are you based? I should be making TikToks this. The lighting is amazing right now. Maybe I'll clip. I've tried to clip my YouTube live so I can make short videos, but I don't know. I feel like the YouTube clipping thing doesn't, I don't know, it was weird for me. It's very, when it's not very precise and you're trying to trim something, it was a bit like that. Maybe I can trim it, save it, and then re-edit it later on. Maybe. We'll have to see. But yeah, today I wanted to talk a little bit about equanimity. I love the word equanimity, and I love the idea and the principle of equanimity. So in the Bhagavad Gita, which is from, contains the Vedas, which is Hindu scripture, old Hindu scripture, what it says in there about equanimity is that equanimity is the ability to take any situation and treat it in the same way. So you treat your losses in the same way that you would treat a win. And this is huge, okay, because it helps with everything. It points you towards emotional neutrality. Emotional neutrality is everything, because there are different levels of reality, okay? There are different dimensions that exist. I don't know if you guys have watched my video on emotional intelligence, but I would really say go check that out. Hi, Mr. Trump. How are we? What's up? Hey, we're talking. Welcome. When it says someone said hi, does that just happen naturally? Does that happen on accident? Does that just happen when you enter? Because I entered. I'm only asking because once I was on someone's live, and then she knew I was on her live, and I was like, how did you know? I didn't say anything. What are we talking about? Well, we're talking about equanimity and what equanimity means, and how equanimity can really help you take back your power in life. What does everybody say? Everybody says, don't be so attached, right? How to be detached. How can we be, hey Raj, Guruji, I think I vaguely remember you telling me to change my profession. I'm a Scorpio. We don't forget things. But yes, equanimity and what that means, and how that means, that you're containing your power. Like I said, we're always trying to learn how to be less attached, and learning about attachment, attachment styles and things like that. So equanimity really falls perfectly into this, because equanimity is about treating your losses and your wins in the same way. So let's say that you have a business, you start a business. Let's say it's going really well, okay? You've just started, it's going really, really well. You're making a huge return. And then suddenly something happens and you face a huge loss, okay? Are you treating both of those things in the same way? Are you getting really excited when you have a win, but then you're getting really stressed out when you have a loss? Well, what this means is that you have given your power away. And like I said, there are different have a beautiful, thank you, Doug. It means you've taken your and thank you everybody for your comments. Thank you, Evelyn. It means you've given your power away, and I want to teach you guys how to keep your power. And keeping your power means keeping your energy within you. And how do we lose energy? So it goes on to emotions, right? Emotions are energy in motion. It's an E, it's motion, it's energy in motion. The English language tells you all the secrets, okay? Am I Arabic? In this lifetime, no. Maybe in another one. So this energy wants to move, right? Wait, where was my point? Emotional intelligence. It's thank you. Um you have no power over anything in this world. That's interesting. There are different ways to kind of take it. I get that. I get there's kind of that idea of surrender, where you surrender to God and you say, God, you're the one doing everything anyway. Hey Vinod, your face, I can't hear you. Can't hear me? My PayPal is in my bio. Yeah. So emotions are energy in motion, and they need to be moving. It's energy, right? It constantly wants to be moving. So what was the point that I was trying to make? The different levels of reality. Okay, so how you feel, your emotions and your feelings are important, because if you look at the different levels of reality, your emotions are prior to your physical world, right? There's a physical realm, there's a spiritual realm, there's an emotional kind of aspect to things. So this is why whenever someone says, when people talk about like how you can change your life, how can we feel more confident? And what you'll see is that people who feel more confident have a better experience of life than people who feel insecure. Does that make sense? The thing is, yeah, okay. I'm gonna ignore the comments for a bit. This body is... Where... Is that really an interesting question? Where am I from? Okay, I live in England. Maybe Vinod, could you put that in the... and I'll pin it? Like, she lives in England, she's Indian, she's this age, blah, 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 so people don't ask those questions. The tattoo says fearless in Punjabi. But welcome everybody who free will, subconscious, consciousness, reality. Yes, exactly. Oh no, you're part of the problem. Okay, thanks. See, your subconscious is like a Western way of referring to something that is also considered God, right? Interesting. Wow. You see, okay, look, I think this is a perfect example. So if I have equanimity, right, I would treat all the beautiful compliments that people give me with the same way that someone insults me. Like someone just said, that tattoo is disgusting, and that's okay. Am I triggered? Am I sad? Am I mad? No. I treat them in the same way, and that means I maintain my power. You know how people take your power? People take your power by intimidating you, right? They try to take your power by gaslighting you, by interrogating you. What was the other one? I wish my phone has the notes on there. And what was another one? Silent treatment. Yes, my hair is natural. Okay, let's... God is not subconscious. God has given us the power of free will that other aspects like angels don't have. We are the better advanced creation of God. Interesting. I mean, I don't really see the need to compare and say one's better than the other. The thing is, if you look at your actions, like for example, how conscious are you? You have free will if the more conscious you are. For example, I could wake up, right, and I could say, okay, I'm going to eat really healthy today, I'm gonna go work out, I'm gonna do some meditation, I'm gonna go get some sunshine. And then by the time it hits, I don't know, after like 5 minutes, next thing you know, I'm sitting with a big fat English breakfast watching Netflix for the whole day. So you think one thing, you set out consciously like, oh, I want to do this. And then subconsciously, which is something that you're ran by, right? The unconscious and subconscious, you end up doing something else. Because the subconscious is trained by repetition. So there are people who want to change their life. And what they do is they crazily, like, affirm, right? They're like, I'm beautiful, I'm strong, I'm wealthy, I'm healthy, I get everything I want, I work out 10 times, no, I can't remember, not 10 times, but like every single day, But then what they realize is that nothing changes in their life. And the reason why that happens is because they've trained that their subconscious has been trained to do something else. So your subconscious is like a to be honest, I don't want to compare it to a machine, but like I said, it's like God, you know? And we can create impressions on our subconscious through our emotions. So emotional intelligence is super, super important in your life. Think about it. The way you feel dictates the decisions you make. Like, for example, you came onto this live, right? And then you may feel happy. So you may be like, oh my God, open-minded. I wonder what she's saying. She looks great. This, that, you know, the other. You may come on here and you may be having a bad day. So you're like, oh my God, what's she saying? Why does she look like that? Oh my God, that's disgusting. Oh my God, she's yapping or whatever, you know? So your feelings and your emotions dictate a lot. Does that make sense? Emotions are energy in motion. Power equals energy. So when we're in control and we can manage our emotions, right? That means we have more power within us. Like Naman said the other day, everything you do, everything you say, every movement you make, you're either leaking energy or you're getting energy. So think about it. Think about, like, for example, this, maybe not this. Think about a conversation you had with someone recently. How did you feel after? Did you feel like you had lots of energy or did you feel drained? That tells you everything. I mean, just think about the type of language we use. You know, hope that you read about Islam as a way of life. Okay, thank you. True, but there's a friction to do the right thing. We all know what we need to do to get where we need to go to start. It's difficult, but once you set form of the habit, creates momentum in said direction. Exactly. So like you said, you know, was it you? It wasn't you. It was Ronnie Rocks, right? The free will is provided to us only to worship God, to become good human beings, and to test us after the eternal life ultimately. Okay, that's very true. You're right. It's about remembering God, bringing God into every single moment, having that remembrance. And you don't necessarily need to go to a religion to be connected to God. In fact, I think what can happen with religion easily is the externalization of God, where you feel like you need to go through someone else. It could be a priest, it could be the Maulvi, it could be a Granthi, whatever, you know, to go have a connection with God, or you need to go to a particular place of worship. But what you can do, your body, there's a reason they say your body is a temple, because your body is, you know, you could say, your body is a temple, your body is the church, your body is the Gurdwara, you know? Like, I was watching this podcast recently, and this guy was saying about bhakti and meditation, and you know, bhakti is an Indian Hindi word, I believe, I don't know, for devotion and dedication and meditation, right? So he said that the more you do this, like, for example, Nam Japna, which is repeating a mantra, right? God's name over and over and over and over and over again. When you do that, your body becomes the Gurdwara. Your body becomes holy, right? And that's what we want. We want to cleanse our bodies, right? We want to let go of things, because there are a lot of people who are trying to find God. But the thing is, God isn't somewhere outside of you, first of all. And it's not another state that you need to get to. God is already within you. There are just things that you need to remove in the way of that. Tattoo sister is from the... Okay, nice. See, I don't believe in the devil. I believe the ego is the devil, you know? If we had to say something as the devil. My day is going really well, thank you. How are you? Okay. I am Jesus. I am the way, the truth, the life. No man cometh the Father but me. Okay. Esotericism, yes. What are you up to today? Okay. The mind is God. The mind is not God. Well, everything is God, but the mind has been created. So the mind / ego, if we want to talk about it like that, like the thinking kind of mind, you know, the overthinker, that part of us that's always talking, the inner commentator. If we say that that's the mind, then that would be the mind / the ego. So the ego is your story. Where are you from? How old are you? Etc. Right? So mind creates, well, okay, you are not the mind. That's if we consider the mind to be the commentator. But if we consider mind to be consciousness, awareness, or imagination, then the mind creates reality. Does that make sense? हिंदी थोड़ी थोड़ी आती है. Sufism. See, I really like Sufism. The thing is, yeah, Islam. I really like Sufism. I love Islamic mysticism, and I believe it's very different to Islam itself, maybe. But yeah, I love Sufism. What do you know? Give us some facts. God stands for creation. Creation stands for procreation. Interesting. You know, it's interesting that we always say that God is a man, right? Like we always just assume God to be masculine. But if you look in nature, right, and even look at yourselves as human beings, who is the creator? Who creates a baby? You know, it's the feminine. Your take on afterlife. Okay, afterlife, I believe in. I believe that we've had many lifetimes. Like my mom was watching this video of this young boy. He's 11 and he's a sadhu. I don't know if you guys know what a sadhu is, but a sadhu is a like enlightened being. He was a guru, okay? He was only 11. He was living by himself. And I remember my mom saying to me, he's only 11, he's only a child. And I had to remind her, he's not a child. He appears to be a child, but he's not a child because he has an old soul, you know? Someone who has an old soul, someone who has a lot of tapasya, you know, a lot of they've done a lot of bhakti. They're the ones that may be born straight into a life where they're on a higher level. Not that we shouldn't create a hierarchy, but more conscious than maybe other people. Does that make sense? So this isn't your first rodeo and it won't be your last. So allow it to be not so serious. You know? I feel like everybody takes life so seriously, including me. Okay? So it's a lesson to me as much as everybody else. Am I Buddhist? No. But, you know, I like pantheism. And I think pantheism means that you... What does it mean? I don't know. Because Sufis were pantheists. Where is my other phone? Let me get my phone, okay? Give me a second. Oh, yeah. We're gonna define pantheism. Oh, yeah. Okay, pantheism definition. Okay. Pantheism is the belief that God and the universe are identical, that everything collectively is divine. This is what Sufis believe as well, right? Instead of viewing God as separate, personal being who created the world, pantheism teaches that God is present in all things and is the totality of existence. That is my take on it. God is a man. Interesting. Yeah, God... you know what it is? So it's about masculine and feminine energy. So look, you're a soul, okay? You are a soul. The body isn't who you are. The mind isn't who you are. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. You're a soul, right? If we look at it from that kind of level. Soul, and then obviously pure consciousness is at the top. But we're talking about soul. So the soul is who you are. So people who feed the soul are the happiest. But if you're only stuck feeding the body, right? You feed your senses, you want to see something pretty, you want to hear something pretty, you want to touch something nice. You're just feeding the senses. You will never ever be fulfilled because you're only feeding the body, but you're not the body. This is why people can go their whole lives without having a connection to God, but having all the material things that they want and not feeling fulfilled still. Why is it that people get to a certain age and they have everything? They have the money, the wealth, the family, the status, the job, the cars, but they're still not feeling fulfilled. Well, it's because fulfillment comes from inside of you. How you feel is important, you know? You love the right lighting. Thank you. It's natural. It's the sun. I'm trying to say like this way. We'll see here because the sun is not good for you if it's coming through a double glazed window, you know. Can I be what? Okay, interesting. If women were a god, there wouldn't be as much physical suffering worldwide. Well, look, the thing is, like I said, okay, I was talking about the soul. So we all have souls, okay? I have a soul, you have a soul. We are souls. The soul doesn't have a gender. The soul isn't a male or a female. The only reason I talk about this is I'm talking about the energy. There's masculine energy and there's feminine energy, and these are aspects of the mind. These are just, there's only one type of energy. Pardon me. There's only one type of energy that exists, but it acts in different ways. That's the difference, you know? Sun isn't required during daytime as it's bright already, but doesn't the sun make it bright? I love the hat. Thank you so much. Yeah, love, thank you so much. Mind, body, soul, 3 in 1, exactly. I mean, they're all really connected. Einstein believed in pantheism. I didn't know that. What do you guys believe in? Let me know. Sorry, I'm like really behind in the comments. I have out-of-body experiences. Interesting. Hey, I'm Priya. I'm okay. Thanks, Vinod. Okay. Watch Prometheus. That's a good theory. Interesting. Do I hold typical Indian values? Probably not. Spirit is what gives life soul. Soul is emotion and discernment to use in the body, which connects the body to your spirit, which are your senses helping the experience. Oh, interesting. Okay, thank you. I believe in Advaita Vedanta. I love Advaita Vedanta. I love Advaita Vedanta. Such a amazing theory about non-duality, right? I mean, this, what I was talking about earlier, right, is about equanimity, treating everything in the same way. Treat your losses, treat insults in the same way that you would treat a compliment. So let's say, look, I've experienced this in my own life where people would compliment me and I would get really, really excited, right? I go high. Okay, like, I want to, like, if someone compliments you and you're like this, okay, your energy is all the way here, you go high, right? You go really, really high. You're all the way up in the clouds. And then when someone insults you, you're all the way here, you have further to fall down. Does that make sense? So the higher you go, the lower you fall. But if you just stay here, the sweet spot, the middle part, right? Equanimity. So when someone compliments you, you're not all the way up here. When someone insults you, you're not all the way up here. You have emotional equanimity. You don't become emotionally possessed. If someone compliments me and I get really happy, like I said, then when someone insults me, I'd get really mad, right? Naturally, that would mean I would get really mad. I might lose my shit. I might start throwing things. I'm throwing arms. I'm like coming for you. I want to hurt you. Yes, neutrality is the key. It helps you remain anchored within yourself, remaining anchored within your own being grounded, being centered. That's what it's about. When you can do that, you are the most powerful person in the room because you are the calmest in the room. I'm not saying don't feel different emotions. Be aware of them, but don't identify with them. If this is something that you struggle with, you know, like managing your emotions, understanding what to do with them, which I understand a lot of people do, even I used to. Maybe I still do sometimes, you know, but I'm getting more and more of the hang of being aware of them. Not saying something like I'm sad, rather I'm experiencing sadness. I have a video on emotional intelligence which you might like. Okay, why we all were more happy, joyful and satisfied with life when we were children, when we had nothing, just a body full of energy and curious about everything and evolving. See, you made a great point, Flash. The point is to become like a child again. Not childish, but childlike. Someone who's in the moment, who's present, who's not thinking about loads of things, you know, like I need to do this, I need to do this. Let me tell you, the thing that creates your suffering the thing that makes you sad and anxious and depressed and makes you feel everything other than joy is your mind. It is the thoughts that start as soon as you wake up, and you finally get some respite when you're sleeping. Some people don't fall asleep, it's because they think too much. That's why people get insomnia, you know? So it's about escaping the mind. How can we disidentify from the mind? Meditation, you know? Any form of meditation. This is why they say the flow state is amazing. Things like dancing, singing, writing, whatever gets you kind of going, gets those creative juices flowing, expressing yourself. Like, for example, right now, I'm expressing myself, right? This is creativity at play. And it means I'm in the flow state. I'm not thinking, I'm not overthinking. I don't have time to overthink. I'm just in the flow. I'm allowing things to kind of just pour out of me, you know? It's Priya stepping aside to let the divinity, to let God work through her. You know, I say a little prayer before I come on live, like, God, please, whatever you need to kind of get, the message you need to send through me, just send through me. Like, don't let me be a hindrance. And even like starting being a YouTuber and creating content and posting online, I really had to, you know, tell myself that it's not about you, Priya. It's about the message. The message is more important than Priya. Does that make sense? Not that I'm like diminishing my self-esteem. It's not about that. You know? Okay, please read what I felt to okay. You said about Sufism? I feel like it's really high up. Okay, no, the Guru spoke of Allah, the first light. Islam is simply the path of surrendering to that light, bringing your soul's consciousness into perfect eternal peace. Wow, love that. Thank you for that. Okay. Allah agam khudai bande shor dilan di Dubai. Allah is invisible and fathomable, servant of God, abandoned duality of your mind. It's so interesting, Ronnie, you know, because Advaita Vedanta talks about this, Sikhism talks about this. All of these religions, they're talking about one truth, the same thing, but just in different ways that happen to be at different places, like different geography and different languages used, and different characters exist in that religion. But it's all talking about one truth. The higher you go, the harder you fall. Exactly. See, Islam is the ultimate universal truth. The thing is, all of these really different pathways are the truth. It's just about which path do you like most. Yes, I painted my room. It's copper, and I use it to drink. It's not a lota. I don't know why. Whose lota looks like this? I don't know. I've never seen a lota like that. Did you study this research? No. I mean, I do like to read a lot. The ego becomes the devil. Exactly. I want to see the okay. Prayer is the highest form of meditation. What does prayer look like to you? I mean, I guess are you Muslim? So it would be, I can get why you say that. You just like to hear. Did you take psychology? I did not know. Okay, nice. See, the thing is, look, I think we all get caught up in the religion. Oh, it's Islam that's the truth. It's Christianity, it's Sikhism, it's Judaism, it's this. What about just taking the message? Why do you have to sing and wave this banner of your religion or your ideals? It's about the truth. They're all telling you the truth, you know, about the reality of life, about who you really are. That you're light. Everybody has light within them. So just because someone is Muslim and someone else is Christian and you're a Muslim and you don't agree with that, how does that make sense? Your religion itself is saying everybody has light within them. And it's about peace, you know? How can we have peace when we're fighting over which one's the truth and which one's not? It's best that we just let people do what they want, follow the truth, like mind your own business, you know? Type of shit. Am I doing Ramadan? No, I'm not a Muslim. Will you return to the Catholic Church? Nope, I've never been. But, okay. How come your skin is shiny? Makeup? Nope. Okay, there's only one truth and one God. God is everything. God is everywhere. There is only God. Everything is God. The divine exists in everything, you know? No, I'm not Muslim. I don't follow a religion. There's no other figure more than Jesus. Okay. Well, what you say, your path goes to the one, or to the only comes from Sanatan Dharma. Like I said, guys, is it really important where it comes from? Like, does it matter? You know, when you understand and you truly embody the truth, identity falls away, religion falls away, gender falls away, where you're from falls away. None of that shit matters. Only idiots, respectfully, only idiots give a shit about that shit. It doesn't even, like, if your religion is telling you everybody is one, everybody has light within them, love, peace, you know, be humble, be compassionate, then why is it that we're disregarding all of that, but we're waving a banner of like mine's better than yours? That you can be further away from your religion, you know? You gotta go and sing. John X9512. Stop talking if you didn't take psychology. John, is someone holding a gun to your head? Has someone taken has someone taken your child hostage? You don't have to be here. Why are you, inviting suffering into your life? Gosh, what? I feel like this is just kind of turned into like a religious thing. The truth cannot be shared by multiple pathways. I don't follow a religion. I'm not thinking about switching. I feel like we're missing the point of what I'm saying. You know? Hey Mike, why did it take so long to convert everyone? Do you see what I mean? I feel like the first thing that people do is they try to convert each other. Like, why? Like, let people be. Does it not say in your religions, mind your own business? I feel like maybe it should, you know? And look, it's not... You can sit and say, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, okay? And you can list every quotation from every single person from other religions saying how great your religion is. You can do all of that. But ultimately what matters is who you are, how you feel. Do you feel peace? Do you feel compassion? Do you see God in everybody? If you don't, then I don't know, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're missing the whole point. You know? God is not in everybody. That's so interesting. You know, that's okay. I mean, you're the type to yell at your boyfriend. Interesting. John, honey, you know, haters, right? Haters have a very specific type of thing, right? You're just trying to take my energy. What are you so upset about in your own life? Like, what is it? Why are you coming at me? You know, is everything okay? Are things good at home? We can talk about it, you know? It's a safe space. God created it. Okay, you know, it makes me question what you believe God is. And look, it's okay. If that's your belief is the truth. I'm not here to convert people, okay? I'm not. I'm just talking about what I believe. And, you know, I like the new look in your eye. Now you look more beautiful. Jeez. Do I believe in aliens? Yes, of course. You know, in life, so much more exists than what you believe exists, like what you've been told exists. And I feel like we're gonna get to a point with the way things are happening now with the Earth's frequency, the changes that we're seeing since we've recently gone into the age of Aquarius. We're gonna see a very fast rise of people's consciousness. You know, that's when people are having more conversations like this. People are more, they're going inwards, you know, because they understand that not everything is outside of them, because your mind creates your reality. You are the creator of your world. Does that make sense? Through your subconscious mind. You do act like an Aquarius. Well, John, honey, I'm a Scorpio, and I'm talking about the age of Aquarius. See, yeah, you're just, it's okay, we're gonna start ignoring you. Maybe we should just, I'm gonna help you save your own energy, okay? There we go. Here's about your conscious well-being. Thank you, Mike. Muhammad, creator of Allah. Interesting. What's wrong in moving to better concepts? Have I tried meditation on the tallest mountain in UK, 50 meters tall? Wait, what? 50 meters tall? No. I don't think we're the only ones in the universe. Yeah, I completely agree. God is the entity that created everything. Yes, I agree. Okay, you know, let's kind of veer away from it, because I feel like we're getting into the whole like religious debate that every other freaking person has in the world. Oh, mine's better than yours. No, mine's better than yours. No, mine's better than yours. But mine's better. You know, it's just so boring. Like I said, it's about the truth. So, what were we talking about? I was talking about equanimity. Can you be calm in every situation? Can you watch these things happen in front of you? Can you react to the wins and losses in your life in the same way? Or do you become emotionally possessed? So think about your decision making. How do you make your decisions? I know sometimes in my life it can be really easy to make decisions when I'm emotional, but that's the one thing you should never do. Don't ever make a decision when you're really happy. Don't make decisions when you're angry. You know, you have to wait till you get to that place of neutrality, because then you can see everything. Like, think about it. If we imagine we're a ship and we're in the sea, and imagine the sea happy, okay? The sea's gonna be like, woo, it's happy, it's got full of energy, right? You can't really see things straight. Like, where am I going? Oh my God, the ocean's really happy. Let's envision the ocean being really mad. It's wavy. Once again, you can't see it clearly. So how can you make decisions when you can't see clearly? You do not have clarity. You do not have the best discernment available to you. So neutrality is the best place to be. Like I said, you are containing your energy. That's how you become truly confident, magnetic, powerful. Yeah, 100% not too high, not too low. Just in the middle. No one is better than anyone. Exactly. Wait, I need to delete this person. Hinduism allows you to remain in a religion, don't believe in conversion. I'm not, it's okay. I don't even want to go into it. Maybe I should have written at the bottom, I'm not religious. Like I said, it's about love. Do you have love? Forget religion. If you can't even be a decent human being, what is the freaking point? You know, there was someone, I was watching this video on Sufism, right? And there was this lady saint, and she said, you know, let's get rid of heaven and let's get rid of hell, so that people don't form a connection with God just for favor, just so that they escape hell and go to heaven, but rather they love God from a pure place. So how many of you that are religious, or that you may know, you don't do that? It's about the love in your heart. Can you be a decent human being? Can you see God in everybody? Not even God. Can you see divinity in everybody? Can you treat everybody with kindness and compassion? What are you giving to the world? Are you nurturing the world, or are you taking away from it by spreading hate? Are you manipulating people? Are you using people? Like, what are you doing? You know? The greatest asset, the greatest thing that I've learned in my life is to take responsibility and to be able to accept things in myself that I may not have seen otherwise. Because what can happen is you can have blind spots. Everybody thinks they're an amazing person, okay? Most people believe they're right, they're great, they're wonderful, they're the best. They think everybody else at times, because what you can fall into is victimhood. Because look, if you are identified with the ego, you're most likely a victim. Because the ego is a victim. The ego is like, what? She said what about me? Oh my god, what? They did what to me? It's her fault. It's his fault. It's my pet's fault. Why did it's God's fault. God, why do you not like me? Why did you do this? I'm cursed. Someone did black magic. Someone did this. When do you take self-responsibility? You know? When you blame others, you give your energy away. You know? Yeah, I love Sufism. I don't identify with anything, okay? I don't identify as anything. I'm God. I'm consciousness having a human experience. If I had to identify with something, that would be it, okay? Thank you so much, Ronnie. Thank you so much for all your comments, and I really like them. Sachin, yeah, that is it. You know, I completely agree with you. Hinduism is not a religion, it's a way of life. Allah, Jesus, Ram is one and the same. Humanity is the greatest religion. All religion gives the same ethic values. That's it. Do I worship cows? No. And it's more they revere cows, I think, you know? Look, people do different things that we may not understand, and what we do is we mock them, you know? We make a joke out of it, but you don't, just because you don't get it doesn't mean, just because it doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean that it's not a thing for somebody else, you know? Do I live in India? Nope. Am I American? Nope. I should worship all God. Yeah, I just love God, you know, and God is in everything and everyone. God is in plants. Because what is God? God is love. God is awareness. God is consciousness. You know, and when you can identify with that, rather than I'm Indian, I live here, I'm this years old, I'm a woman, you know? Like, this is my caste, this is this, my religion. Then you're kind of going away from it. You sound like Kabir. Waheguru. Wow. Bhagat Kabir ji? No way. You're funny. Thank you. Yes, we're all humans. What country are you from? This body is Indian, but it lives in England. I'm ready for more interesting questions now. There's this quality in my head that I've been listening, my sister's been listening to. Okay, I don't know the tune to it. 16 p.m. Okay. India was an agriculture country. Cows were like family, like dogs for Westerners. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. No religion is technically supposed to be a religion. They're meant to be discipleship. Religion is doing mindless acts, expecting a reward or income. Oh my god, wow. I've never heard of someone put it like that, but you know, because I really like Sikhism. I learn a lot from Sikhism. I learn a lot from most religions, okay? But Sikhism I was really always drawn to, and I never saw Sikhism as a religion. It's more of a spiritual path. And like Sufism, it's more of a spiritual path. So I'm really drawn to mysticism rather than like, this is one figure, it's scary, you have to worship, it's a narcissistic patriarchal god, and you have to, you know? because I don't believe God is like that. I believe God is like Bulleh Shahji. So Bulleh Shahji, for those of you who are familiar with Sufism, was a a very enlightened being around in the 1400s, and he came onto this path, and what he spoke about is rohaniyat. It's about rohaniyat, ruh as in like the soul, and like the love of the soul, so it's about having love in your heart. You don't have to have a religion. What's the point of having a religion if you don't even have love in your heart? Does that make sense? What color are oranges in England? I don't know. That's a really hard question. Yeah, many people misinterpret God and most by. Okay, you know what? Sorry, I just remembered what Bulleh Shahji said. So Bulleh Shahji, I have his book, okay? Bulleh Shahji said, he said God is like a playful child, okay? God does whatever she wants. God is like a thief, like hiding, and then it's like right in your plain sight, and you're trying to look for him, and then just constantly evading you and stuff. Like, he talks about God in such a beautiful way, and I believe that. Like he says, God is the murderer, God is the saint, God is the murdered, God is in everyone. And okay, so I posted a satsang, right, like that I did. So I hold satsangs every Sunday. A satsang is like this, like where we have conversations, but it takes place on Zoom, so everybody can participate, and it's a conversation we all have about different themes. And this Sunday gone, so it happened at 2 p.m. UK time, we spoke about power, okay, and how like we judge people, like, oh my god, look at what she's wearing, oh my god, look at what he did, he's a drug dealer, he's a murderer, he did this, she's a racist, when we judge people, or he went to prison, he lies to his mom, he's a liar, or whatever. When we judge people outside of us, it's because there's something within us that we are judging. Like, for example, let's say you judge someone for wanting attention. Let's say you come on this live and you say, why is she on live? She just wants attention. She's just yapping. Well, what this reveals about you, because everything always comes back to you, okay? Because you're the only thing here. I'm the only thing in my world. My mind is creating this reality. This reality is an illusion, okay? It's called Maya. Search it up. So if you think I'm seeking attention, it's because somewhere within you have issues being seen, and you secretly want to be seen. And you may think, oh no, that's a lie, but really sit down and like think about it. You think someone else is I don't know, too much of a show off. Okay, maybe not. Let's use a different example. You think someone is too smart or pretends to be like too arrogant. Well, maybe it's because you don't have enough self-esteem to be confident, and you just perceive their confidence as arrogance. So always bring it back to yourself. Like, what is this saying about me? Okay? So yeah, God is in everything and everyone. So when we judge other people, we're judging ourselves, because we are all one interconnected organism. We are all interrelated. Reality is guided by celestial beings like angels and demons. Pretty interesting. Fairy tales. I mean, religion was supposed to show you the truth so you could follow the study and be good human, but human I did that. Very true. Thank you, Ifany. There is only one God. Yet there is not just there is only one God. There is only God. Okay, there is only God. Everything you look at is God. What is God? God is awareness. God is consciousness. If you zoom into my hand, right? You zoom into my hand with a microscope. What are you gonna see? You're gonna see, according to science, you're going to see atoms, right? You're going to see lots of atoms. You zoom in further, you're going to see subatomic particles, right? Photons, etc. When you zoom in further, what do you see? You just see space and energy vibrating, right? You would see the same thing in me that you would in this clip. So if at my core, I'm energy vibrating, and this is the same energy vibrating, because there's only one type of energy that just shows up in different ways, then doesn't that mean that we're both the same? And I feel like this can be difficult for some people to understand. You're not as smart as you think. You're smart. Hey, I'll let you be the smart one. I know I'm not smart. That's okay. I have a long way to go, you know? Where did you get smart? Educating myself, life experiences, and self-observation. Rouhani describes a person of deep and intimate faith. Okay. Most religions speak of Jesus. Okay. Thanks for doing the Zoom. Okay, so right, for the Zoom, it's in my bio. The link is in my bio. The link is in my bio. Or Ghost Samurai. If you check out my recent video of the satsang, right, I've posted the link underneath. So if anybody would like to come and join the satsang that takes place every Sunday, where we talk about things that we're talking about here, but without all the kind of extra noise of where are you from, you're not smart, I'm smart, you know, without all of that, then it takes place every Sunday, so you can join. So yeah, it's the link is in my bio. We are the universe. Exactly. Stop being us. Okay. Hey, I'm not perfect. Most original, defining God. You know, I completely get it. You know what the thing is, when it comes to God, I've read many books, and it always says that, for example, Osho, you know what Osho says? Osho says, I can't explain to you what God is, but I can tell you what God isn't. Because you can't explain God through language. Language is finite. God is infinite. You know? We can only ever make guesses in the dark. We can only like throw, you know? But to know God is to experience God. It's beyond words, beyond understanding of the mind. Time was this, do you do satsang? Yes, I do satsang. I hold satsang on Sundays, so if you'd like to join that, look at the link in my bio. It has it. Or like I said, go check out my recent video. It's a video of the Zoom call of the recent satsang that I held, and underneath there I've posted the link of how you can join. It would be wonderful to see you there. The time is 2 p.m. UK time, so 2 p.m. GMT every Sunday. Consciousness, the ability to know you exist in a rare temporary gift. Love that. I'm a Christian. Okay, nice. The point is, God is the creator of the cyclical, interconnected, attraction-based forces, which are, in my opinion, also the perfect proof that consciousness is an entity with the capacity of both contemplate. Okay. Osho is quite controversial, though. I get that. See, faith, you can't change faith very easily. Interesting. The thing is, faith and religion aren't synonymous with each other. And I get what you mean. You mean faith as in religion. But if you take the word faith and see it for what it is, faith is a belief in something that you can't actually see yet, you know? Faith is the understanding that there is an intelligence far greater than us that exists, that dictates our life. Look, even if you're an atheist, okay, it's just about raising your consciousness. The more conscious we can all be, the more loving we all are, the more understanding we all are of each other, and the better and more cohesive environment and community and society in which we can live in. You shouldn't for a second think that how, like, something happening down the street, right, is not going to affect you. It may not affect you physically, or you may not understand that you may not see it, right? But energetically, everything affects you. You know, if they say that if a saint walks through your town, you are blessed, you're incredibly blessed, because the saint has really high vibration. Like if a saint kicks you, or like just like goes like this to your head, or like touches you in any way, that can be huge for you. Your whole life can change, because it's the vibration that's huge. So think about it this way: there are some people here who are bringing like they bring a, like a dark energy, right? You're not smart, you're like this, you're narcissistic, you're this. It's a dark energy, and what that does, if you let it get to you, it drains you, it takes your energy from you. Then there are other people who are bringing love into this, right? You don't have to agree with me. I'm not saying that love is just agreement, but I'm just saying there's a different vibration to things. You can be curious, you can be open-minded, you can question me, do you know what I'm saying? But I think there's a level of like respect. When it goes into I just hate everything you're saying just for the sake of it, then it's going to the darker energies, and that takes away energy. But the love pulls energy into someone. So just like that, your vibration affects people around you. It's like a domino effect. It's the butterfly effect. What did they say? When a butterfly first flaps its wing, it creates an effect in the environment. Like that one flap of the wing of a butterfly creates a tornado or something, or a hurricane somewhere far away. So everything that you do will affect someone. It affects the future self of you. It may affect your future generations. I mean, it certainly will. And then also the people around you. You know? Where this universe came from. This universe has always existed and will always exist, you know? Yeah, Osho did make sense. And you're right. You have to read his books to understand him, you know? Thank you. Just like okay. I will come from India to attend it. No. It happens online. It doesn't. It's on Zoom. You don't have to come to England to attend it. It just happens online. Okay, so yeah, satsang online on Zoom. You can be anywhere in the world. You don't have to come to England at 2 p.m. Let me know if there's any issues trying to get it. Just comment maybe like, where do I get it from, you know, on one of my videos or something. Okay, Tariq, what is it you want to say? Go ahead. Contemplate upon. Wow, some hide under religion to bring disaster, hardships, and deaths to others. It is what really God really wants. Wow. True faith has a lot to do with passion towards it. Religion is simply more being part of that belief system. Very true. It's about the matters of the heart, you know? I like this time of year. Oh, beautiful. Animals migrating, plants blooming, creatures that bury themselves in the ground, trees waking up. That's beautiful. Faith is not religion. It's very difficult to change one who focuses with. Faith must have an object, right? Love. If you can understand love, let love be your religion, okay? Well, Sufism teaches that the entire universe is based on lovemaking of forces which is attracted to one another. How beautiful is that? Everywhere and nowhere. Yes, where does our lifetime of consciousness go when we die? It continues on forever and ever. Atheists are not less good than religious people. Wish we could all sit down in real time. I mean, like I said, I have the satsang, you know, on Sundays. What is she? I'm confused what she's on about. Faith in book with rules, not synonymous with faith. Logic can be forsaken. You know. There we go. Satsang is a private container, right? It's a bit like this. It takes place online on Zoom. I bring in a different theme. I'm open to themes, whatever people want to talk about. We've spoken about enlightenment, we've spoken about sacred divine relationships, we've spoken about power, different things like that. So we speak about different themes every Sunday. It's a conversation. It's not just me speaking. It's people get to speak and, you know, get to learn from each other. I want to create a community of people who are spiritual seekers, who want to talk about these things, and they, you know, where they may not necessarily get a chance to. So if you'd like to know a little bit about the satsang and what it's like, I've posted a video. So one of my recent videos on YouTube is a recording of the satsang that took place this Sunday. So if you're interested, there's also the link underneath that video so that you can join this Sunday at 2 p.m. GMT. Oh, Primal Wellness. Oh, bless you. How are you doing? How are you feeling? And I'm interested. You're Native American, so what kind of ceremonies would that involve if you are open to sharing? I would love to know that. See you, Sachin. I will see you in satsang. You cannot place faith in simply love, not myself a source. Yes. Let's talk stoicism. Let's talk. Eric, you're finally on board with what I'm talking about, huh? Let's talk stoicism. Okay, what do you want to talk about stoicism? I really used to like stoicism. You know, stoicism talks a lot about how you can't control things outside of you, like we were speaking about earlier about equanimity. So if you missed that, you can go back when this comes out. So this live will get posted and it will come out tomorrow because it takes 24 hours to process. So yeah, you know, I was speaking about equanimity and how it's about controlling your reactions, you know, because you want to respond to something. Anyway, you don't want to react to things. And responsibility is your ability to respond. So ask yourself, in life, do I respond to things or do I react to things? React is very like, someone like, I don't know, says something to you and you're like, pow, you don't even think, you know? But respond is, you take your time. There's that gap of just a pause, of space, right? Of silence. And then it allows you to get some sort of clarity rather than being emotionally possessed. Like I said earlier, a lot of people make a lot of decisions being emotionally possessed. People in prison, most of them are there because they were emotionally possessed and they made decisions that maybe led to violence or aggression, you know? Wait, I'm just gonna shut my window because it's kind of cold now. Okay, let me put it here because I want to sit in a different position. I hope you guys can hear me properly. You are the source of love. You know, there's love within you. So the thing is, what we do, we go out looking for it outside of us. We think a partner, a child, a family member will give us the love that we need, but it's within you. You are the source of love because you wouldn't even be able to feel love if it didn't exist within you. You can only perceive that which already exists within you. Oh, Jesus. You know? My goal is an Indian-themed wedding ceremony on a beach in the Caribbean. I love that. Yes, I want to know more about the Native Americans as well. Hopefully Primal Wellness will tell us. Okay, oh, talking is not always agreeing, but the exchange of thoughts and perspectives are good for understanding. Exactly. Some people make mistakes as being called somehow. However, their discipline, abstain, encourages others to open. Yes. You know, it can, even like equanimity, like for example, like one of the comments my sister made once was, you know, you've changed, you're not the same. And I said, I know, it's because I don't go from really high feelings, like really happy to really sad and really happy and really sad. I kind of stay in the middle, you know. You don't have to emotionally react to things. You can be aware of them, and that may be perceived as you being cold, but it's you maintaining your energy, and that's where your power is. It means that you understand that you can deal with anything in life. No matter what happens outside of you, you're always good. That's what the Stoics were about, right? They were strong. They had great characters. They had great discipline. Because If you can be in charge of your inner world, right? If you can be aware of your emotions, you know how to manage them, then you can you run your world. You hold all the power in your world. But if you're someone who gets easily triggered by people outside of you, people can make you angry, someone can insult you and you're feeling shit for the whole day, someone can dump you and now you want to commit suicide, they control you. You're weak. You're weak, you know? Yeah, Mike, congratulations on making mud. Jesus is love. Okay, please ignore the hate comments. Not too much these days. Hope to find. Oh, Tanisha, sweet. Emotional self-reliance is an amazing antidote to being a reactive being rather than observing and creating being. Exactly. It's all about being centered and anchored within your being present, you know. To be present is to be one with God. You don't have to have a religion. You don't have to believe in mysticism or Sufism or anything. Just be present. If you can do one thing in life, be more present. Be more aware. Observe. Don't judge. Don't label. This is bad. This is good. This is high. This is low. This is crazy. This is insane. This is the truth. This is false. Just observe. Who you really are is an observer. Well, and then you realize there is no observer. There is only observation. But I feel like that's a little bit deep. I think what we can do is we can explore this more in the satsang, because people are up to kind of like level in that kind of place, you know, at times, because not everybody may get it, and then we can go deeper. I'm half Indian, half Nigerian. Prayer family kept me from my Indian heritage and blonde blood. Oh no, bless you. This world was made of balance. Very true. To think we are the source. Why do you know? Yeah, so hard to remain present, but reactivity is again the antithesis of the purely present state. See, he's just random. He's just star random. It's your, like, you just said that it's so hard to remain present. Even like saying something like that, you know, like our words, you speak life. Our words allow us to speak life into things. So when we say things like, oh no, it's really hard to stay present, it will always be really hard because that's your belief, you know? It happened, you know, slowly, with practice, with time, with doing things that get you into the flow state, and they help you kind of go beyond the mind. It eventually, with enough practice, it will become your normal state. That's what enlightened beings have accomplished, you know, and they were just normal people like me and you, who put in a lot of work at times, you know. They've either done it in this lifetime or a different lifetime. And hi, welcome, Guten Tag. What do I know about Kashmiri Shaivism? I don't know much. If you'd like to share, I'm open to it. Objective morality exists, God exists. Okay, nice. Very true, but sometimes it's also good to define a struggle and call it by its name. I guess so, in order to usher others into encouraged attainments. Interesting. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. We were talking about emotional neutrality, about equanimity, about how when you can be aware of your emotions, you know, and not get so emotionally possessed, like not be possessed by them, don't identify with them, then how that allows you to take back your power in life, how that will help you in every situation, you know. Super chat's not available. Why? They're not available yet because I haven't. They will be soon. But if you'd like to donate, I have my PayPal in my bio. Yeah. Where can I send you? The PayPal's in my bio, okay? You can send it all there. Priya, are you familiar with HRM from India and the observation NASA did on him and why? I am not. No. Tell me, Ghost Samurai. And what's your name, by the way? This channel is about... So it's called Oneness Embodied, right? It's about understanding that we are all one. Divinity is everything. It's pantheism that I believe in, right? So divinity exists everywhere. There's nothing that isn't God, that isn't divine, and how to embody that, how to live with that. So today we're currently talking about power. Because look, one of the like power, not over people, not like, oh, I'm gonna be a dictator and I'm in charge, or I'm gonna be the president, or I'm gonna run a really big company and have monopoly in the market. Not about that. It's more about personal power. That's true power. Cultivating things like equanimity, you know, neutrality, peace, calmness, joy in our lives. And they all come from within us. Hey Naman, welcome. Naman's straight at work. Some people just feel like shit and then they get into cycles of shit. Yeah, you know, it's because they're identified with the mind, probably. So stop. Simply say, have strong will and believe that you will survive and you will not fear anything. Okay. Kashmiri Shivism, your email? My email is in my bio. Your name is Chaik Okorowo. Priya, it's nice meeting you through. Nice to meet you too. Also, welcome, Chaik. I will try to remember that. I will remember. Chaik. If I say it 50 times, maybe I'll remember it right. Chaik. Hi, I'm feeling sad. Okay, Kyle. Would you like to talk about it? What can I do? Being in the present moment. Being in the present does not mean avoiding struggle. That's very true. It means to experience the moment, and everything is changing with time. It means increasing awareness. Yes, Dugong. Yutati says Nirbal, right? Yes. Almost everything mentioned here is diametrically opposed to what Christianity teaches. What do you think of this conclusion? I don't know. How are you, Noman? Can you give me advice? Of course. Okay. What kind of advice would you like? Yeah, just if you just a little bit more specific, I can try help. You know what? Hang on. I really want to sit on my desk because my legs are actually killing me. I can't stay in this position. Oh, anymore. Okay, wait. Oh, Jesus. Oh, it really hurts. I'm sorry. Okay, let me do something so I can lean, you guys. Okay. Oh, I hate you. Oh, okay. Okay, we're good. Let me just turn my laptop on so we can... Oh! Whoopsies. Whoopsies. Wait. Okay. Oh, should I turn this light on? Oh, who took this out? Ow. Oh, okay. Does that help? I don't know. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna put this to the side. Okay. Maybe forward. What about your eternal soul, life and eternity is forever? That's very true. I'm sorry, I'm dealing with funeral arrangements. That's okay, no worries. Oneness embodied, awesome name. I'm new to your channel. If I may ask, who do you embody and what is your responsibility? Interesting. First of all, thank you and welcome. Who do I embody? So oneness embodied is about the principle and the truth that we are all one. Okay, so when I talk about oneness embodied, it's about living in that truth, living in the truth that I am one with everything. I am, you know, pure consciousness. But it's not like, when I say that, it could be, it's easy to fall into the trap of the ego, right? Where it's the ego is like, yes, I'm God, and I'm aware of you know, the spiritual ego. But it's like beyond that. It's understanding your truth. It's understanding that you are not, like, who are you? Like, do you ever ask yourself that? Like, who am I? Am I my body? Am I my name? Am I my ethnicity? Am I my beliefs? Am I my religion? Am I my accent? You know, what is it? Who are you? Oh, Joe, thank you. Welcome. I feel like I just realized my hair looks really. This is what happens when you straighten your hair, guys. It's okay. I'm well too, thank you, Naman. I hope you're doing wonderfully too. Speak English, sorry. Okay. Oui, je parle la française. Un peu. And thank you, Mike. Artist, thank you. Being in the wait, am I really okay? No, we're good. Being in the present state is, of course, not defined by the avoidance of struggle. I mentioned simply that I identify the truth that remaining in an unbroken state of presence is a struggle for many. You love every girl named Priya. Well, you know, the name Priya means beloved, so I can see why. How are you practicing being one with all? Love that question. Thank you. See, oneness is not a state outside of you. It's not a state that you need to go to attain. So it's already your true nature. Like, for example, kids, like someone put in a question, right? He said, I think it was a he said, why is it that I was so happy when I was a child? I was fun, I was curious, you know, I was playful, but now I'm an adult and I don't feel like that anymore. Well, it's because when you're like, children are the closest thing to God, right? They just came from God. They were just like a year old or 2 years old. They're just like, I'm just fresh from the kingdom of God, you know? If we want to kind of visualize it as that. Let me just check if my brightness is high. Okay. So they are not overthinking. They're not really in the mind. They don't really care. They just act, you know? They're just being. And it's this idea of just being. You already are oneness. You don't need to do anything. Like, I really enjoy the work of Robert, what's his name? Robert, where's my phone? Oh, jeez. Give me a second. Okay, Robert Adams. So it's about removing barriers to the one, like the mind, essentially. Okay, sorry. My brother took my phone case off my other phone, and now it's just like slipping and sliding everywhere. But yeah, how am I practicing being one? I mean, I like to meditate. Like anything that can help me like be present, anything that can bring you into the present moment, still your mind, helps you be one, you know? Yeah, gorgeous eyes. Thank you. You have mail. I know, thank you. I'll take a look at it after this live. You not being tainted by dirty society. You know, you are society. I talk about oneness embodied, and look, it's really easy to blame things outside of you. Like I used to say, oh, society is bad, this system is bad, this belief is bad, but you are society. You are society. Your mind creates reality, so therefore you created society in your head. You know, you have to change the perceptions you have of things, and also take responsibility. Like I could say, oh, you know, society taught me that I really have to care about my looks as a woman, and now I'm just insecure, and all I do is give power away to my looks and my beauty, and I'm only concerned about that. Well, okay, of course, I'm not denying the fact that, you know, there's a certain kind of image portrayed about how men and women should look, right? There's standards that you feel that are portrayed to you. But whether you buy into that is your responsibility. It's in your power. You know? So when we're constantly blaming things outside of us, we're giving away our power. We're giving away our energy. And we want to contain the energy so that we become more powerful, and we can use that energy to be creative, to feel fulfilled, to feel successful, feel abundant. Speak Hindi. हमारी हिंदी ठीक ही है अच्छी है. हम बोल लेते हैं हम थोड़ी. How can one strengthen their ability to remain present if sometimes it happens those around us disturb and take that vibe at times? Okay, interesting. How to remain present. Okay, there are different ways you can meditate, you know, and meditation, there are many different ways. You could do Nam Jap, You could do pranayama and become more present in your body. There are many different ways, and it's a muscle that you have to strengthen. It's something you do every single day. It's like going to the gym. You don't just go to the gym once and expect to have really big muscles, right? It's something that you work at. So the thing is, it's okay if you find yourself veering away from being present. Just return. It's always about returning back, return back, return back, return back. And then that space gets larger and larger where you're in that moment of just pure presence. Does that make sense? You just came back from Thailand. Welcome. She literally... Oh, you look younger then. Thank you. We give them water so they can speak. We tell the community he's released from his duties on this earth, and each of us take responsibility for the unlisted duties. Thank you so much for sharing that. I feel like I've seen that somewhere. I was reading a book called Anatomy of Spirit, and there was a tribal woman on there. I can't remember what, like, the author talks about going to a tribe and how that's what happens when there's a death. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. So guys, just in case you didn't know, this is what happens in the Native American community. Primal Wellness is part of. So when someone dies, they give them water so they can speak. And then they tell the community that that person is now released from their duties, and they take responsibility for the unlisted duties. What a beautiful way to interact with each other in the community, you know? I love that. हिंदी आती है आपको? अच्छा, आती है? धन्यवाद आपका. कोशिश करते हैं हम. जब मैं वो देखती हूँ फिल्म में, मैं कोशिश करती हूँ भी मैं रिपीट करूँ वो क्या कह रहे हैं. मुझे समझ सब आता है, पर मुझे बोलने में कभी कभी दिक्कत थोड़ी थोड़ी होती है. प्रैक्टिस होती है ना, सब कुछ प्रैक्टिस रिहार्स होता है. Oops. Oh, buy the books of wisdom from Harry B. I know Harry B. Are they good? They look amazing, to be honest. No, we give the fam. Oh, you give the fam? Oh my god. Waheguru. Whoops. That makes sense. That makes sense. The bells in Indian temples. In Hindu temples help you come back to the present when you're distracted. Wow. And isn't it also because they it's a certain vibration, you know, that they have. Divine ability has gifted me with the gaining muscle in weeks, not months and years. Divine ability prevents me from ever getting sick. I can't get the common cold or flu. Wow, love that. I would love a guide or the set of rules you're mentioning. A hermit can easier remain present than a person with, say, people around them to have a concept of it. See, yeah, guys, I get it. I think of course, you know, it's easy to be present when you're out without any distractions, but I think that's the whole thing, you know, like, can you be present amongst society? I think that speaks to your level of presence if you can do that, rather than let me escape everything and all distractions and then be present. It's not like, you know. Do I know Stray Kids? Nope. Wow. Increase of knowledge is increase of sorrow. From in much wisdom is much grief. Interesting. Is it? I don't know. I can kind of get that, but I think wisdom is like lived experience of that with like gyan, you know? I think gyan is really important. Like Naman, in one of the satsangs that we had, he really pointed out the importance of dhyan and gyan. You know, meditation is important, but there's also gyan. Like, for example, I do meditations. I have this app called Waking Up, and it's like a meditation app, so I would do them, and the guy who hosts the meditations, what's his name, Sam Harris, he would guide me through a meditation, but then he would be giving me the gyan, right, the wisdom of it as well, and that would be supercharged. I love meditations like that, because it's mixed with dhyan and gyan. It's both intertwining, and both are important. Maybe no one can tell us more about that. We'll see. Okay, what did you say, Primal? We have a sweat lodge, setting spirit free from here. But to the theme of oneness, we recognize he is and we are him. Wow, I love that. Okay, so primal wellness, I want to ask, like, what are the emotions? Like, is it like, like other, when people get really, really upset and like what, of course, I don't know. Tell me, it's intriguing. Even plant, yes, even plant, everything has consciousness, That sound is the ether element, the bells in such temples. Wow. Give me your Instagram, I'll teach you Hindi. It's okay, don't worry, I'll learn Hindi, I got this. Assalamu alaikum and shalom alaikum to you all here. Welcome. Ignorance. Miss Prayer Gem on YouTube. Thank you. Chica. Your accent is quite soothing to the ears. Thank you. I will pray to God for my mother's health. Asif, may your mother be blessed. May you all have the strength to, for this time, this difficult time. May God be with you. Do your meditation in salt bath. Incredible. Ooh, okay. Very mature girl. I like it. What I don't like is your matrix. What do you mean? What matrix? I don't know what that means. If ignorance is bliss, maybe wisdom comes from some blues, maybe detach our emotions from them. Yeah, definitely. There is so much we don't know. It's the ego that thinks it knows it all, but who is the one knowing? That's what you kind of have to ask yourself as well. Like, who is it that is the one that's knowing? I love that question. Like, who am I? And constantly asking, because what happens is, like Robert Adams says, it's the breakdown of the mind. When you keep questioning the mind is like, wait, who actually am I? Like, where is this coming from? Okay, your definition of wisdom, which religion you follow, if any. I don't follow any. I just believe there's one truth, There's divinity in everything. Yeah, so wisdom it comes from the experience, or it's like the lived experience of something, right? Hey Priya, greetings from Greece again. Just came here to say hi. I really feel like saying everything all over will actually bother you, and I don't want that, so I will say that you're amazing. Thank you, Alexa. Thank you. His energy just transformed. What do you believe is fake? Only money, intelligence will make our life beautiful. He who believes he knows not. He who knows that he doesn't know, whom shall know. Interesting. Yes. Because it's only the mind that can know, right? Does that make sense? You're a beautiful trans woman. Why, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your wisdom, Priya. I don't waste my time. Thank you, Primal Wellness. Do I ever wonder what I'm living for? See, okay, so passion. I recently heard the definition of passion, right? Passion is not doing something for a result. Oftentimes, we do things for a result, right? I want this and I want this and I'm going to do this so I can get this. Like, what can I get? And I would do that too. I would, like, even with my spirituality, which can happen a lot, I would turn it into an achievement. Okay, right. I would go to ChatGPT constantly. Okay, look, I had this experience. What does this mean? I have this. What does it mean? Or I would go to other people and want that validation from them. But it's about the action is the reward. when you're passionate about something, doing the thing is your reward. It's not a result, right? And I feel like life is like that. Living is the purpose. Living is the reward. It's not, can I get this many homes? Can I get this wife? Can I get this many pets? Can I get a horse? Can I get a car? Can I get a Rolls Royce? Can I get a private jet? Can I get, I don't know, a whole island? Like, what can I? It's not about those things. It's about living, being present. Like, to me, I think the most special time, like the of course all of life is special, but I think when I feel the best is when I'm just still, I'm just listening, just being empty, you know. That is the most fulfilling. It's the space you create. Thank you, Primal Wellness. Thank you. I try. Posto. Okay, what does that mean, Posto? We love beautiful Latina women. Yes, we do. Jesus said, I've only come to the little sheep of Israel. Get your facts right. Get your facts right. Oh. Oh my god, I love that. I'm gonna show that to my sister. Oh, by the way, my twin sister joins our satsangs with her. She could do that accent really well. That's the Holy Spirit and you talking. I swear that's exactly what Jesus preaches. Really? Oh, nice. See, because look, Jesus, Buddha, Guru Nanak Ji, you know, in Hinduism, like, all these people, they spoke about the truth. The truth sounds really, really familiar, you know, and we just label it like, oh, it can, Jesus said it, so it's just Christianity. Or, I know we don't, like, maybe, you know, but like, it can happen. Pop philosophy or neurobiological philosophy, what do you prefer? I don't know, I have no idea what any of these are. Neurobiological philosophy, I don't know. Okay, there's two of you. Yes, there's not two of me. We're not one. But I do have a twin sister. Yes, we like the same thing, so she talks about these things as well. Keep it up. Thank you. It says right in the beginning, God made man and woman, made them equally in his image. Because I love that you said that. Equally in his image. Therefore, if something is equally made in something's image, it must be that thing, right? To some extent. That means we have divinity. That's the whole thing about like oneness embodied. It's about God made us in his image, in her image, you know? Does that make sense? Am I interested in spirituality? Am I? Yes, I am. Yes, with it. I bet you. Okay, we don't have to, must we compare? When we compare, we kill the other thing, you know? There's an abundance. There can be an abundance of beauty, an abundance of brains. And that's something I'm learning recently. You know, so my life path is life path 8, right? And it said something in that, which is something that I'm coming to terms with. You know, I'll be really vulnerable for a minute, okay? I don't think I've told my sister this, but okay. So, like, I thought, oh, okay, like, if I have her on my satsang and then, like, people, like, talk to her, and she's really intelligent, okay? She's very well articulated. She's really intelligent. She's got a lot of wisdom. She's very well read, you know? And I thought, oh, my God, what if they like her more than me and they just run off to, like, be, like, on her channel, like, or whatever. You know? It's, like, one of those things. And, then I thought, no, it's like my life path is about allowing others to shine too. And it's important. I have fire in me and you have fire in you. Everybody has a light within them, and we don't have to dim each other's light. I know I'm just like making a whole lesson out of it, and maybe you don't want to hear, but I guess it's just something I'm telling myself and something that may happen. I think in life we think that only one person can win, right? This is what capitalism, consumerism like teaches you. There can only be one winner. There's a lack. There's a finite amount of space at the top. There are a finite amount of resources. There's a finite amount of money, of abundance, but there's not. There's not. Everybody can shine, and it doesn't dim your light. And that's something that, like, a hard lesson that I'm coming to terms with. So yeah. Toby Meadows is a good word. Oh, you have a sister, so a female. Yes. Yes. I don't want that. Thank you, Jason. I know you probably didn't mean it like that, but I mean, I like to make a point of everything. It means to create tomatoes to be able to create. Tomatoes able to like him to create. Yes, it means we can think about something that wasn't there, decide to invent. Yes, I love that. Thank you. But to say we're divine, absolutely not. God doesn't have to make us, meaning we have not. God doesn't have to make. Interesting. Only by God's grace do we even exist. So no, I don't think we're divine. Interesting. So interesting you say that. Are you Orthodox? No. What's ice? Do I even want to ask? I don't know what people are talking about. Ice cubes? When I say equal, I mean man and woman equal, not equal to God. You know, it's okay. What career am I in? I mean, this is my career. I also work as a life coach. So people come to me and then, you know, we work on their mindset. So it's probably more of like a mindset kind of thing. But yeah, like helping people with their mindset, any problems that they have in their life regarding relationships to, like, I don't know, their business or habits or goals, things like that. So if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, my email is in my bio, and you can email me and inquire. Do I have a website? I do. So it's a kind of a website. Yeah, I do. It's in my, if you go to my bio on my page, everything's there. There's a satsang going on in chat. Am I just missing the whole satsang? Should we just let it go on? So you're a therapist in some way. I guess you could say whatever you wanna label it as, you know. So I just joined. What? Hi Lorena. Hello ones. You know what? The Zen master wanted. In Christianity, women is equal to man. Are they? Nothing is new in the Father. Okay. I feel like I'm just gonna sit here and watch the satsang go on. Maybe I can take a break from talking. Thank you, Mike, for putting my email. Yeah, so if you'd like to inquire, if you'd like to work one-on-one with me, one-on-one, you can do that. Jeez. I was just, oh. Oh. Well, I really missed the joke sometimes there. Oneness, are you in India? My name is Priya, by the way. I am not in India. I live in England. Yes, please. Oh, okay. You like my... Is that yes, please for my email? Yeah, so Mike put in my email. Maybe I should... Should I pin that? I don't think we can pin two different... We'll replace the pinned. That must be tiring, addressing a lot of comments and issues. I guess it is, you know. I mean, after 2 hours, I'm like... yeah, Outlook. I'm definitely not like... Thank you, Clifton. Actual boomer. You know, everyone says this, so what other emails do people use? I don't know. And my siblings always do this. Like, oh my god, you're such a millennial. You're such a millennial. Wait, am I millennial? Yeah, a millennial. I'm like... Okay, cool. What does that even mean? That's like saying you're such an Indian. Like, am I supposed to be offended by that? You know? I think being proud of something you didn't even choose. Like, you didn't choose how you look. You didn't choose, well, okay, to a lot of extent, you know? Yeah, all things to separate people. Like, what's the point? It's just silly. We're none of these things. I'm not my body. I'm not where I was born. I'm not the time I was born. You know? Think higher, but it's okay. I mustn't get too involved in the world. You know, I was reading Robert Adams' book, and he said, ask them to DM you and stuff. Okay, nice, thank you. I use Outlook as well, other than G. Thank you, Noman. Yeah, I use Gmail and Outlook. Honestly, I have no idea what else exists. Like, what are people using? iCloud? What is it? You never see one topic today with not fighting comments no matter what the topic. Wow. It's alright. You gotta let them fight, you know. Like I said, I recently learned about hater mentality. So haters just hate for the sake of hating because they're really unhappy, and then they'll just take anything and then just hate because they want to take your energy. Because when you respond emotionally, that's them taking your energy. But what happens is that energy, because you're giving them negative energy, right? Like a lower energy, it doesn't turn into positive or help them. It just makes them angrier, to be honest. So it's a lose-lose, you know. I like what you did to the room. Old wallpapers, thanks. I know. Some Gen Z has to tell what's the fad with you all. Yeah, honestly, please, Gen Z people. No, I'm kidding. I think the fact that they call everyone millennials is so Gen Z. A zodiac sign. I'm a Scorpio in this lifetime. Hi, you've read it 1,000 times, but I'm here, so you're welcome. No, we only hate if there's funny reactions. If you don't react, the hate stops. It's no longer entertaining. That's very true. You don't give them your energy, you're not feeding the system. It's like a pendulum. Have you guys ever heard of a pendulum? You know, the thing that's it's like a line, and there are like balls hanging, and then it's like swings. So there's a book called Reality Transurfing, and it talks about these pendulums, these energy systems that want your energy. So when you're for something, like let's say you're for war, you're pro-war, and then there are people who are anti-war, you're both giving your emotional energy to something, and it's not helping anything. You're stuck to that pendulum. You know, it's feeding off your energy, because it doesn't matter whether you're for or against. It wants your energy, and you're giving it to it. So it could be with anything. Like, for example, lots of people get very passionate about politics and the government. You can be pro-government and against the government, but what you're doing is you're giving them your energy. It doesn't matter what side of the boat you're on, you know. Mods are doing a good job. Yeah, my mods are amazing. I'm really grateful. Sometimes reality has to be different. Some things are best kept sacred. People ruin beautiful things. That's true. I've been diagnosed with stage 3 diabetes. It's all oh, wow. Water element. Yes. Oh yes, pendulum. I have one with me all the time. Oh no, wait. Why do you carry one with you? Are you still in the rebel phase? When you got the tattoo, your mom said you couldn't know. We passed that. We're past that. We're very past that. I'm no longer a child. She does not treat me like a child. I'm an adult. You know, this whole like the way that we talk about people, like for example, let's say you could be a 40-year-old and then someone says, yeah, that's like your parent says, that's my child, those are my children over there, but you're not a child anymore, you know, like you're their child but you're not a child, you know. And I feel like some people don't grow out of that. They don't grow out of this like, I now have my own internal concept of power. Because when you were younger, your parents had power, right? They control when you eat, what you do, who you talk to, where you go, whatever. But as you get older, you're meant to take that back. That's why you become, for example, like a rebel. You're like, I want to take my energy back now. I want to have the power. I want to make my decisions. But some people don't grow out of that. It's safe to say I've grown out of that, you know, for the most part. I see the Hindi, I think, tattoo. No, it's actually Punjabi. Why do you talk about... Okay, you're definitely an angel. Well, thank you. What was the pendulum energy book called? It's called Reality Transurfing. Reality Transurfing by Vadim Zeland. It's a really good book. I haven't finished it, but I really want to get it. I want to get it in paperback. Usually I read online, but yeah, in paperback. Really, really cool. It talks about different emotions. It talks about different realities that exist and how like the different choices you make and how that transfers you onto a different, you know, and energy systems and things like that. Nope, not Pakistani. Thank you. No worries. My absolute pleasure. Let me know how you find it. And what's your name, by the way? Oh, sorry, look similar script online. No worries. It's okay. It's easy to make the mistake. They do look very similar. Yeah, they look very similar. Does anyone have any other questions before I call it a day? I've been talking for nearly 2 hours. My name is Priya. You need to free yourself from dependence. It's not easy when you've been indoctrinated a certain way most of your life. That's very true. Whereas the lights... Oh, you want to see the lights? Okay. On. Boom. 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 Wait. Okay. I like purple. Am I religious or spiritual? I am pantheism, if I had to say something. You know, pantheism? It's where you see divinity and everything. So religion is just teaching you how the truth, you know, and it's not about taking on the religious identity. It's more about learning the truth and having love in your heart and knowing that your awareness and God disguised as a human being and just living from that identity, you know. Where do we see you on Sunday again? Okay, so Sundays I hold satsang, which is like this, but it's more of a private container where only people who are serious attend. You know, someone who's not serious probably won't attend. The link is in my bio. The link is also under my recent video where I've put up a Zoom call of satsang. So if you'd like to look at what it's like, you can go check it out. It's my latest video. The link is under there, and it's also in my bio. Satsang takes place on Zoom. It's online. You can access it from anywhere in the world. It happens at 2 p.m. GMT. Yeah, that's it. So if you'd like to attend, like I said, the link is in my bio. Okay. Welcome, Ray. Thank you so much. Awesome light action. Thanks. Publicity. Thank you. Do you think God still helps humans? Of course. Of course. Do you? Nice to meet you after a long time, Priya. Thank you. Please wait, Shaza. I will. What was the question? Did you ask a question? What question? So, are you religious? Wait, no, that wasn't you. Shazib, what was your question? You want... Okay, dude. I don't know why I keep saying, okay. It's fun, though. Religion is defined as how people view the world. It is. The type... I always think that the type of perception you have of God is the type of... Like, it really, really dictates how you are as a person, you know? If you feel like God is, like, a scary man in the sky who's narcissistic and he's like, you naughty, naughty girl, then you're probably going to be emulating that in your life, you know? It is way more symbolic in the Bible. 100%. It's not, like, I feel like what the Bible is trying to tell you is deeper than what you read, you know? People read it from the surface, but it's about deeply delving into it. I completely agree with you. God is human. God is everything, you know? 100% gonna attend. Stumbling upon your town today has felt like cold water to a parched throat. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Thank you so much. You don't believe Jesus shows you the way. I feel like if that's what you believe, that's wonderful, you know? God shows me the way. I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that. I don't know. If that's your thing, that's your thing, you know? What can I say? What can I say? Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, Jesus was an idea. That's interesting. You know, Jesus is like any other enlightened being trying to show you the way. That the way is within you, right? You need to go inwards. It's about know thyself, not worship Jesus. You can respect Jesus, of course. Do that. Go ahead. But, you know, love is in you. Exactly. You are love. You are love, you know? Hi, Grandma. Hey. What's up, grandson? कैसा है मेरा बच्चा? Isn't there just one? Nope. There are an infinite paths to his abode, okay, to her abode. There's not just one way. People find God through loads of different things. There's actual proof. So how was he an idea? Interesting. Indeed, removable knowledge, the code, it just needs unlocking. Exactly. You know, it's really interesting. I just remembered a really good example. So when you take matches, right, there's flame in the match, right, but it just needs to be ignited, and that's it. There's flame in you. You have the potential for fire. It just needs to be ignited. And that's like God. You just need to ignite God within you. Thanks, Noman. And thank you, Ruben. Wishing you all the best also. Can't you please be patient? Me? Talking to me? Who are you talking to? Jesus. I love doing accents. You're in Sagittarius. Congratulations. I have a Sagittarius rising. I have autoimmune disease. I'm trying to be healthy. Can that be a journey too? Of course it can. That is your journey, you know? शाहज़ैब जी, reply हम कर देंगे. Patience, sabr, okay? Sabr. What is it that you're asking? Let's see what you're asking. What is it you want to say? देखते हैं हम. How are you, Priya? कैसे हो आप? मैं शाहज़ैब, you're live. Hello, please. I don't like to be pressured into things. I don't think anybody does, you know? That my mods are doing wonderfully fine, thank you. I'm very happy with them. I'm very grateful for them, honestly. Sure. Sure. Always. What's the topic? She's okay. Well, I'm gonna call it a day, guys. It's been nearly 2 hours. Thank you everybody for attending. Thank you all for your wonderful insights and wisdom and just sharing. Thank you to my mods for, you know, regulating the space and putting in so much effort. I don't expect it's easy to be like delete, you know, when you're trying to watch something, but I'm extremely grateful for you. And just a reminder, satsang is on Sunday, so class will be in session. It's not a class, but whatever. It just sounds cool to say. Okay. But yeah, wishing you all a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Thank you. Thank you. She's timeless. Yes, she is. The Father's love for you is very real. I'm gonna cry. Thank you. How can we discuss? Discuss what? I should be like, all right. Take care, Noman. Thank you. You're like my sister. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye. Love you. Bye bye. Okay.